In this video, I'm going to show you a great and ideal team for Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. This team will feature 6 Pokemon that are able to defeat the main challenges of the Kanto region. For this team, the best starter to choose will be Venusaur, and we will build a team centered around Venusaur to help it defeat many challenges it can't defeat alone. Now there's a handful of rules we must follow for this team. No trade evolutions, no post-game Pokemon, and no version exclusives unless they're in more than one game. So now that I explained the rules, how about we jump right into this challenge? Before we begin the list, I should point out that we'll need temporary Pokemon to help the journey a lot. We'll catch a Rattata to help with mini trainers before getting our flying type. We'll also get an extra grass type to help cut trees down. And we'll catch a water type to help us swim to get our main water type. Those Pokemon will help us build our team and to get across challenges our main team won't be able to do alone. Beginning the main list, we have our starter, Venusaur. A big reason why Venusaur is the ideal starter is because it has great stats and moves, is decently fast, bulky, and has high special. Another reason is because Venusaur is a grass poison type and is strong against the first 3 gyms as well as many other opponents in Kanto. The way to get Venusaur is simple. Soon after you beat the game and Oak takes you to his lab, you should choose the Pokeball containing Bulbasaur. Then during your journey, you can train Bulbasaur up to level 16 to evolve into Ivysaur, then train again to level 32 to evolve into Venusaur. A workable moveset for Venusaur would be Razor Leaf as its go-to move, a lot of power points and always gets a critical hit. Solar Beam would be there as backup, might have 2 turns but hits very hard. Leech Seed is another go-to move, drain some of the opponent's health to replenish Venusaur. Sleep Powder is also helpful. It'll put the opponent to sleep for 1 to 8 turns, allowing an easier opportunity for Solar Beam to hit since sleep is crazy in Gen 1. The Pokemon waking up is not able to move on the turn it wakes up either. As I mentioned before, Venusaur will do best against Brock, Misty, Lieutenant Surge, Giovanni's ground types, and Kangaskhan, Lorelei except Jinx, Bruno, and Blue's Rhydon. Next on the list we have a glass cannon, Dodrio. Something that makes Dodrio useful is because it has decent attack, high speed, and great moves. Dodrio is also great because it's a ground type and has high speed, allowing it to critical hit almost any target in Kanto. The way to get Dodrio is very simple. After you made it to Vermilion City, head to the nearest cave. After you entered the second room, capture a Diglett. While on your journey, train Diglett up to level 26 to evolve into Dotrio. A good moveset for Dotrio would be Slash as its go-to move, has great power points and always gets a critical hit. Rock Slide being there as coverage to hit annoying flying types. Earthquake as its other main move, hitting fire, electric, poison, and rock types very hard. Also Dig being there just in case Earthquake runs out of power points. Both moves have the same type and damage output. Dotrio will do best against Lieutenant Surge, Koga, Sabrina's Venomoth, Blaine, Giovanni's Poison types, Lorelei's Jinx, Agatha, Lance's Aerodactyl, and Blue's Pidgeot and Charizard. Up next is another glass cannon, Dodrio. What makes Dodrio great is that it has high attack and speed, as well as great moves. Dodrio is also great because it's a normal flying type with a high critical hit ratio similar to Dotrio, letting it hit hard against everything in Kanto just about. Getting Dodrio is very simple. After getting to Celadon City, go near the cycling area and use Cut at the Gates tree. Then go into the grass and catch Doduo. Also train Doduo up to level 31 to get Dodrio. A great moveset for Dodrio would be Drill Peck as its go-to move, great power points and high damage output. Fly also being there for convenience, helping the player travel across the map quickly, also being there in case Dodrio runs out of Drill Peck. Body Slam being another go-to move, easily paralyzes the opponent and has a high damage output. Mimic is also helpful, allowing Dodrio to copy one of the opponent's moves. Dodrio will do best against Erica, Sabrina, Lorelei's Jinx, Bruno's Fighting types, Agatha's Ghost types, and Blue's Alakazam and Exeggutor. Next on the list is the bulky tank, Hypno. A big reason why Hypno is useful is because it's decently bulky and has high special. Hypno is also great because it's a psychic type, the single best type in Kanto, powerful in both offense and defense. Getting Hypno is simple. Go to the route next to Diglett Cave, get into the grass, and catch Drowsy. Then train Drowsy up to level 26 to get Hypno. A workable moveset for Hypno would be Confusion. has great power points and a decent damage output. Psychic being its go-to move, having a greater damage output and sometimes dropping the opponent's special. Seismic Toss also being helpful, doing level equivalent damage to the opponent for a more balanced damage output. Thunder Wave being another go-to move, allowing Hypno to outpace targets it usually gets outpaced by. Hypno would do best against Erica, Koga, Sabrina, Giovanni, Bruno, Agatha, and Blue's Rhydon, Executor, and Alakazam. Up next is yet another glass cannon, Jolteon. It's no surprise Jolteon's great. It has high special and speed, also has good moves. Jolteon's also great because it's an electric type with a high critical hit ratio, hitting hard against most opponents in Kanto. Getting Jolteon is also easy. After getting to Celadon City, go behind one of the tall buildings and enter. When you make it to the top room, grab the Eevee sitting on the desk. Then go to the department store and buy a Thunderstone and use it on Eevee to get Jolteon. A good moveset for Jolteon would be Double-Edge to hit annoying Psychic types decently hard, Reflect also being helpful, making Jolteon able to withstand physical hits better. Thunderbolt is its main move, hitting water and flying types very hard. Thunder also is a backup. Might have terrible accuracy, but it's still very powerful. A nice filler move. Jolteon will do best against Lorelei, Agatha's Golbat, Lance's Gyarados and Aerodactyl, and Blue's Pidgeot, Gyarados, and Charizard. Last but not least is the bulky fossil, Almastar. Might be a surprise, but Almastar's great too. It has high defense and special as well as good moves. Almastar's useful because it's a rock-water type, being able to resist many opponents' moves in Kanto. Getting Almastar is tricky. First you should go get the Helix Fossil in Mount Moon, then defeat Koga and get Surf. Then swim to the Fossil Lab in Cinnabar and give the scientist the Helix Fossil to get Ammonite. Then you should train Ammonite up to level 40 to get Almastar. A great moveset for Almastar would be Bubble Beam, having a decent damage output and good power points. Surf being a main move, hitting Fire, Ground, and Rock types very hard. Ice Beam being there as coverage to make Grass, Flying, and Dragon types less annoying. Substitute also being helpful, protecting Almastar from many opponents' attacks and improving Almastar's bulk. Almastar will do best against Blaine and Giovanni, Bruno's Onix, Agatha's Golbat, Lance, and Blue's Pidgeot, Rhydon, and Charizard. Now that we got the ideal team done for Venusaur, I'll be covering ideal teams for Blastoise and Charizard next. Blastoise is the decent starter, neither great nor terrible, but is overshadowed by many other water types. Charizard's the lower starter since fire types have it rough in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. It'll struggle with a lot of opponents and you should only use Charizard there if you absolutely love it. Hey look, that's all I got for now. If you enjoyed this ideal team layout, please leave a like or comment telling me what you enjoyed the most about this video. Until next time, have a good day.